Hey friends, it's Cameron. Welcome back to Fowler Garage. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be taking a look at something that's, really special to me. It is my favorite car ever, and that is the Dodge Charger. And I'm going to flip the phone around here in a minute and you'll be able to see what I am talking about. But firstly, I want to ask, when I say Dodge Charger, what pops into your mind? Because I know for a lot of people, there's a different generation, a specific car that comes into your mind. Is it the 70s Charger? Is it, the 2010, 2014? 2018, 2023, like what Charger pops in your mind when I say that? I'm really going to be really curious to see what you all say in the comments. But now let's get to the part you all actually care about, which is this awesome 2023 Dodge Charger. I would like to just take one quick moment of your time before we get into the rest of this video and talk about just how beautiful this car looks. Like, take a look. I know it's a 23, it's almost 26. And I can't believe how well this car still looks. Like, this design came out in 2015. Like, it looks phenomenal still, and I just love the style. I think it's got a little bit of a charm to it. It's not as aggressive as some of, the modern stuff, but I just think it looks really good. Now, I am sure many of you will probably point out why I'm wrong, but to me, there's just a charm and something special about these cars that I love. Some of it may come from, I actually have been a huge Dodge guy my whole life, but I used to be a huge Challenger guy. Like, I used to love Challengers, but I had never actually owned one. And then I had the opportunity to drive some Chargers and some Challengers. And after driving the Charger, there was something about it that just clicked with me that I didn't get with the Challenger. Some of it may be the practicality, just something about it clicked with me as a person, and I really liked it. And ever since then, I have been a huge Charger guy. Don't get me wrong, still love the Challenger, but there's just something about the Charger and these cars that I just find really special, and I just love the design. Now let's take a quick walk around of this one. This here is a 2023 Dodge Charger SXT all-wheel drive. I actually am a huge fan of these SXT all-wheel drives and the GT all-wheel drives. For those who don't know, that is the 3.6 liter V6 engine paired to Dodge's all-wheel drive system. Now, some of you are like, V6 in a Charger? If you drive it, trust me, you'll love it. There's just something about that all-wheel drive and V6 combination that drives really well, and that is coming from a guy who used to own a V8 Charger and currently owns a V8 Grand Cherokee. There's just something about this. Now, let's head up front real quick. This is my favorite part of the SXTs. I actually like the SXTs more than the GTs, just because look at that bumper. That has such a mean look to it. I'll drop a photo of the GTs in here just for those who want to see the comparison. But that's a beautiful looking car. When you get the blacktop package, you get all of these blacked out accents, like the blacked out rims, blacked out mirrors, just a really kind of cool look. Go around to the back here. Get the blacked out badging, so the blacked out Dodge right there, the blacked out Charger 4, the blacked out spoiler. It is just a really awesome looking car. A huge fan. Now how about we all take a little walk to see under the hood. Under the hood we have a 3.6 liter Pentastar V6, and this one actually is naturally aspirated. You don't see a lot of naturally aspirated V6 anymore. A lot of them are twin turbo. But this one's naturally aspirated, and it actually produces 300 horsepower in the Charger, which I think is a very impressive number. Now, right here we have the Charger Last Call badge. This was put in the 2023 Dodge Charger Challenger to signify and make special the last year of these cars in this current configuration. So right here you'll see they were designed in Auburn Hills, Michigan, and assembled actually in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. I love that. Let's just back out here. That is an amazing view just as you walk away from that hood to see that whole car. I love that. And now let's make the entrance into the Charger. So it does have proximity key. Key is in my pocket. It unlocks, and it does lock right there. We'll unlock it right there. So this SXT is fully loaded minus adaptive cruise control, as everything else. So you'll notice full leather. Like, I love these seats too. Personally, I like these seats more than the seats in the GT. as the bolsters aren't as big. And I find it makes it a little easier if you're kind of shorter like me, and you have to have the seat a little further forward. The GT bolsters will stick out a little more and you'll hit them on your way in. Now, if you're tall, not a problem, you have it all. But for those who are shorter like me, it's something that helps. It's nice to know. So I'll give you context. I am 5'9". So if you're 5'9" or less, you may want to go with the SXT so you get the seats that are easier to get in and out of. And also, other benefit, you get the full leather. If you go with the GT, it comes with Alcantara in the middle. I will drop a photo here so you all understand what I'm talking about. Come on here to the door, got your leather on the door, and it's like a soft touch material up here. It's a really nice look. And you've got your typical, you know, Dodge window buttons, locking, all that fun stuff. Now, let's take a look right here. Beautiful looking steering wheel, kind of your standard one across your normal Dodge Charger trims. All of your lighting controls there, your interior lighting controls, and your trunk pop button. Now let's have a seat in here. So let me back the zoom out a little here. This is what you'll see if you are driving this car. So you've got your cruise control switches right there, your controls for your cluster, and then you've got your answer and decline phone calls, as well as your voice recognition. And that button works if you hold it for Siri. I'm assuming whatever the Android equivalent is probably works through there too. I just know the iPhone one because that's what I have. Now let's start it up. Push button start right here. Put your foot in the brake, push that. Starts right up. And we'll zoom in. So over to your left, you have your RPM, and then you have your kilometers an hour. I really love the fact that this has physical gauges, something you don't get in cars really anymore at all. I feel like the Charger was one of the few holdouts that kept physical gauges for a long time. And it's personally something I love. I know some people may find this a little outdated, and I totally get that. I have used some of the new fully digital instrument clusters, and they're so cool how they work. So much cool configurability and everything like that. But if you like the old school and kind of this nice kind of charm it has, the Charger's got the old school gauges. Now that we've started up, let's take a look to the rest of the car. So over here, you have an actual physical shifter, and not just a dial, like an actual gear shifter, which I think is super cool. Because you don't see that very much anymore. A lot of it's dials, a lot of it's buttons. You know, this is something very old school. And I find that theme goes throughout the whole cars. It's very much, it doesn't have technology, I would say, to today's standards. It doesn't meet what I think today's technological standards are. But I think that gives it a certain charm because it's got this kind of older school feel while also giving you some of the modern conveniences you're looking for, like Apple CarPlay, you know, blind spot monitoring, but it doesn't get too fully technological while still getting some of those features. Might be why I love it, because I love those features, but I like a little bit of the old school, less tech, so I think it's great. 8.4-inch touchscreen. Where this one's fully loaded, it's got nav, pretty much everything else you could ask for. You know, heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Cool thing too, some of you may be very surprised, but since it is a V6, click right here, Super Track Pack. It opens up the Dodge Performance Control screen. What this allows you to do is set up your default mode, your sport mode, and also what it does do as well is it gives you launch control. Again, maybe very surprised in a V6 to see launch control, but Dodge understands there's lots of owners who want that all-wheel drive, and the way you get it is with the V6, and it still gives you a lot of the cool functionality that things like the RTs and the Scat Packs and all of that have. And then one of my favorite features, I know it's a little silly thing, but it's just a design thing that I love seeing, is that Charger badge over there. So as you're just sitting here driving, and you can just like be like here and look over and be like, I have a Dodge Charger. You know, this reminds you that you've got something cool and special. Thanks for taking the time to do this walk around with me of one of my favorite cars of all time. Let me know what you think of it. What is your opinion on the Dodge Charger? I'd love to hear if there's a generation of these cars that kind of speaks to you. You know, like what is the generation that's special to you? I know people who their favorite generation is, you know, the 2011 to 2014. I'll drop that right there so you know for context. And then I know other people who the 2015 Hellcat's their favorite. Like, what is the Charger that is special to you? I'd love to hear about it. Can't wait to see all your reactions and everything in the comments section. Wow, that was loud. I don't know if you could hear that, but something was flying down the road. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks for coming on this tour with me. And I can't wait to see you all in the next one. See ya.